Now, let's look at the UK, where Boris Johnson has sacked 21 Tory MPs who voted to block a no-deal Brexit. The establishment is in uproar, but the people seem to still want Brexit. A poll released earlier this week by Comres shows that only 1 in 4 Brits are against Brexit being implemented. 52% are in favour of it being implemented, and 21% still don't know what they want. You were in London recently, Justin. What was the mood? I mean, London is probably the Remainer epicentre. If you travel further away from London, you probably get a different picture. But how do you see it, and do you think Boris can do it? Can he pull this off?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's that headstrong, that stubborn, that I think he will pull it off. It's interesting. I was over there only 2 weeks ago. I got back on actually last Friday, so I was there last week. Gee, time flies. And I was walking along and I literally came around a corner and I found myself in the middle of the protest out the front of Parliament when they were having the debates. I didn't quite know which side to walk on the footpath.
You've kind of got a young Boris vibe about you, so you're lucky you escaped with your life.
Yeah, I don't know how to take that. You gave me a big pump up in the intro and then you called me Boris Johnson.
Young Boris was
okay,
was
yeah,
very
you did say
fit.
young. That's fair. I'll take that then. But it was interesting though. I honestly did try and do the thing that I think is the best, gives you the best idea of the pulse on a topic, and that is every cab I got into, the London cabbies, I asked them, you know, what are your thoughts? Each one of them didn't express this. They weren't hard and fast about it. They weren't over the top about it. But each of them, and I probably asked about 5 or 6 of them, each of them expressed the view that, look, I think we should just do it. Yeah. I think we'll be okay. We'll be able to stand. We'll be able to stand on our own 2 feet. You know, that's you know what I mean. That's the way they approached it, and. You know, that was their view. We'll be okay. Let's just do this. And the one thing that I think everyone on both sides of this Brexit argument is of the view, and that is, can we do something? Yeah. Like, can we just finish talking about this? It's been 3 years since the vote.
Well, there's more polls that have come out recently showing majority want to have a snap general election if Brexit is not resolved by the October 31 deadline, but Labor, the opposition, is actually blocking a new election, as are the other Remainers and the Tories, because they know they're going to lose. They can read the polls like anybody else. But, Sophie, I wrote about this in the Herald Sun today, and I see a real parallel between the Remainers in the UK and the resistance in the US, and there's elements of it here in Australia where they refuse to accept the outcome of an election. They didn't like the result. They don't like Trump being elected. They don't like Brexit getting up. So they just think it's a legitimate result, and they are fighting it every step of the way. And for democracy to work, you need the losers' consent. You need them to say, we participated in this process, we lost. So how do you see it? I mean, there's hints of it here in Australia where people say, you know, it was the Murdoch press who got the Morrison government re-elected. It's not they don't have a mandate. And that's not healthy for democracy.
No, I mean, we only have to look what happened in America with Trump getting in. Now, obviously, what's going on in the UK, and then with ScoMo getting in. I mean, most people were saying coalition, as we know, were dead and buried. So
one of the betting agencies paid out on Labor.
Exactly.
They were so sure.
And, you know, they were popping their champagne corks, the Labor Party, the night before. They had you remember the photo they had sitting there like they just we're ready to go. So I think, you know, it just proves that perhaps the people that want these things are just staying a bit quiet. You know, you're not having them screaming from the rooftops. And, you know, that's where democracy comes in. And I think Brexit, you know, is a true sign of what's happened in Australia and in America, and I think we will see this happen.